Okay, just double checking we're live. We have about a 40-second delay between StreamYard, which we use to stream this, and going onto LinkedIn. So double checking we're on screen. And we are. So, Stephen, over to you.
All right. Hello, everybody. We're here today to showcase a really quick and simple integration in terms of how we can get the right content from Pinpoint into your poetry platform. The first place that we can start is actually technically a multitude of places, but the place that it makes most sense for us is from building a requisition. So I'll share my screen. I'll show you me doing that. And then with the wonders of technology and hopefully everything going smoothly, I'll pass you over to Adam, and he'll be able to kind of talk you through what the poetry side of that looks like. If there are any questions or anything, please let us know in the chat, or give me a message after this or anything that you want to, really. So let me share my screen and let me know if you can see this, please. Can you see that? Adam, I'm relying on you to say yes, because I lose you when I've...
Yep, I had to add to stage. I've done that now.
Okay. Okay, so don't judge my Rex for being open for too long, please. This is, of course, just a demo site, and I'm not trying to hire anybody. But hopefully you'll be familiar with this dashboard. Of course, if you're a Pinpoint customer, you absolutely will be. So the places that we can really start, this from, if you are a customer, like I was saying, is from the new rec, which makes the most sense for us because we give you the most assets possible. But we could also do it from a new job as well, if you wanted to do that. So depending on your business needs or how you're set up, we can make both of those things happen. The idea here being that I would click create new. I would be able to do a new job and then just start going through the details of that job. So let's say this is a marketing manager role, it's new headcount, and I'd start to fill out those details, of course. Now, I might not do all of these. We'll just make up a number there. Job title, let's do that again. Let's put it in London. We'll put it in London, and we'll, of course, have that in the marketing department. So really quick and simple to open a new rec in Pinpoint, which I absolutely love. And as soon as I request approval for that role, I basically can assign my HR and finance sign-offs. But what should happen is that that sends a signal to Poetry, and immediately, within 2 minutes, Adam should then get an email. It'll be from me, because that'll be the platform that we're signed into, saying to check out a playbook for a marketing manager role. Now, I think, Adam, you're going to show a playbook building maybe as well as the email, so I'll pass it over to you to do the poetry part. I think you're on mute.
Yeah, let me see. There's too many things on the screen there, isn't there? Am I actually sharing there properly? Does it look like I'm sharing? Can you see my... Okay, so yeah. Here's the email that's come in straight away from Stephen McGrath. It's come through Pinpoint into my email. Please see the playbook for Marketing Manager London. We love your comments on this. These can be added via the comment button on the assets. Click on here. It's opened up my playbook, and I can see everything that I need to work on this job. So here's the research, 17 essential items of talent intelligence, talent sourcing assets like Boolean, strings, and outreach messaging, recruitment marketing content such as job adverts and social media posts, and operational recruitment materials like the job description and candidate interview questions. So let's take a look at what this has produced. Challenges and responsibilities for this job. Relevant courses. Note that there's always a summary and then I can click detail, and that gives me more information if I want. I like the summary, to be honest. Strategic value of the role to my organization, the potential for this role to become automated. The reason this is in here is because talent teams are more and more being asked if that hire is a hire, and if that hire is an alternative solution. And so it was driven by customers. Recommended skills and qualifications, salary range and benefits, according to Glassdoor, pay scale, and other trusted sources, similar job titles, job board suggestions, and that's where to advertise and why, with additional background and the ROI and the costs you can expect. The largest employers. Now, note that for some of them, if there's already a competitor card, I can click on this icon, and this takes me straight through to this competitor card for this organization. So the description of ThoughtWorks, a bit of background on the company itself. I can see insights on the company in terms of their culture, weaknesses, strengths. As an employer, I can add my own insights if I want. I can click generate detailed, and that's going to give me a detailed comparison. In our case, this is the workspace for Poetry versus that competitor, ThoughtWorks, across a variety of career-related factors. Okay, so that's the largest employers in that location for that job. The companies with the best career opportunities, employer characteristics, job and industry insights, remote work trends, commutable locations where there are people that can do that job, Reading, Slough, Watford, for example. Diversity trends, turnover and growth rates, and demand v supply. So now that I'm ready to move on to the next phase, this is my kickoff meeting. So here's the template for my kickoff meeting for this particular role. Boolean string, search Google, marketing managers and similar in and near London. Social media outreach messaging for in-mails, conversation guide. So this is like an elevator pitch, but there's multiple different formats for conversation guides that you can have in here. Objection handling responses, brand adverts if I need a carousel for a volume campaign, email copy if I've got people in the CRM I want to reach out to, our company's EVP, recontextualized for the talent persona of a marketing manager, job advert, landing page copy, talent persona, social media post, job description, skills-based hiring tells me which jobs have got an overlap in the skills required, and some additional background on that. And then candidate interview questions. So the default that I want in here is they're open, so the second stage, and they're behavioral. But there's many, many different ways that you can format all of this. So just back to the assets. As it said in the email, we can add comments. So I can come in here and say, for example, my candidate interview questions. These need to be more technical, and then tag the recruiter, who's then going to get a notification that I've left that comment. Okay, so this is how you go about, you can use this function to both share the rec playbook with hiring managers, as well as set up Pinpoint so that with the rec approval button being pressed, that then triggers Poetry to build that playbook just like this. Let me just go into Poetry and show you a few other things that are in here. I'll build another playbook so you can see how it looks when you actually build a playbook directly in here. So I'm hiring for a design job. It's a product designer. It's based in, let's choose a US location. It's based in Chicago. I click build all playbook assets. It's going to take approximately 20 seconds to develop that playbook. Now, our customers don't use all of these solutions. So, you know, if you're thinking to yourself, why would I have landing page copy? I don't do that. Why would I have talent personas? I don't really need that. That's really easy to switch off. You can set up personas within Poetry so that recruitment marketers, for example, get a certain suite of assets, whereas recruiters get a different suite of assets. Okay, so this is a product designer based in Chicago. Challenges and responsibilities. relevant courses, strategic value of the role, the organization, automation potential, recommended skills and qualifications, salary range and benefits, similar job titles, job board suggestions, largest employers, again, Grubhub, so you can click through and take a look at the competitor card, the companies with the best career opportunities, employer characteristics, job and industry insights, remote work trends, etc. Okay. So I can then click share, send that to the hiring manager, who is Stephen, generate a link, and then there's 3 different ways that I can access this, to access the link to send it to him. Notice that it says access date never. When I send it to him, he clicks the link, that's going to say access date with the day that he did it. Okay. Now, there are a couple of other things that don't feed into the playbook in here. So there's a library for processes, there's a library for policies, there's this team learning area, which I like. I think it's really simple, but here's how we do advertising, here's how we do assessment, here's how we do CRM. Notice that I've got admin buttons down at the bottom. I click edit, I can delete that card, I could add a new card, I could get rid of this placeholder image, or and drop in a video or a deck or whatever, change the text in here. I can share that with new recruiters in the team. I can share it with hiring managers if I want them to be briefed on how we do recruiting within our organization. There's lots of things that we can do around analytics. So I can click on here and I can get to see which solutions have been used the most and the least. You can see 533, 183. This is the number of times each of these solutions has been used. I can filter that by individuals if I want, or teams. So there's a lot in here. What this is doing is it's saving recruitment teams around 25% of their time in doing all of the busy work around those recs. There's no candidate profiles in here. It's not sourcing or assessing candidate profiles. It's not managing recs, but it is doing all the other peripheral work that really bogs recruiters down and saps a lot of their day. The other thing that it's doing is, for larger teams, is it's creating consistency. So if you've got a global team in particular, then you want to be able to put into Poetry, here's the templates, here's how we do intros and outros for job adverts, here's the types of interview questions that we always do. So you can create a standardized experience for candidates in terms of the way that they are discovering your company, and in terms of the way that they're going through that assessment process. So, as I say, there's a lot in here. In terms of the pricing, it's based on the size of the team, and it's about £1,000 or $1,200 per user annually. Stephen, there's so much here. I wanted to make sure that I covered the most important factors. What have I missed?
Yeah, so for me, the whole reason that this integration is designed, really any integration is designed, is to make sure that you are doing as limited kind of tab switching, as limited kind of hunter-gatherer kind of methods that you're using, and having to go and build a whole bunch of stuff. Now, one thing that is really interesting and I think great for us is if you have a system like Pinpoint, which is able to basically ingest a whole bunch of information, then we also have things, have something called our Chrome or Edge extension, which you can open up alongside. So for this example here, you'll see there's that product designer role that Adam did earlier. There's our marketing manager job that was done just prior to that. Now I can open that right alongside my Pinpoint ATS, and I can do things like add insights for that job into the Insights Hub. I can update, the job itself with a new job description. I could put information into the interview, page. I can do a whole lot of different stuff around exactly what I need to have living in Pinpoint, so it still becomes the kind of source of truth for my candidate data and all the stuff that we have built elsewhere. So that's literally as simple as clicking that extension button there. The playbook's already built because you've already sent that signal, and you're able just to really, copy that data over. Now, should you elect to have a slightly more robust integration, we would of course aim to populate a lot of those fields for you. But it's just showing you that essentially we want you guys to be able to live in one place and do everything from one screen. So I think that's quite a unique feature to have a look at as well.
So Simon's asked a really good question around if you've got a preset format for job descriptions, job ads, that type of thing. Can it create these within your own formats? And I've answered that in the chat, but I'll just say it out loud in case anybody's not looking at the chat. The answer is absolutely yes. There's many different ways of doing this. You can upload your own templates and instruct Poetry to build according to your templates. And you can also configure the preset templates that we've got within Poetry so that you can add in your own intros, outros, and other instructions. And that's the same for things like interview questions, where you want to make them your own. Every company's different. And this was a really important aspect of Poetry, so that for all of our customers who have got these different formats, we want it to be able to precisely replicate what they need so that it's on brand, in context, right first time, every time.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, Stephen, thank you very much for joining me to talk about it. Quick overview. I hope that it's been interesting for people, and feel free to reach out to Stephen or I if you've got any additional questions or comments, or you would like a short demo video recorded for your organization, or you'd like to just do a quick call with us. Very happy to. And all the best. See you soon.
Thank you.